Namaste! Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here on my channel again. We are here, and I say we because I've got my bestie Shirley here with us today. We are going to do a full pink moon card reading, card pull for the collective. So, and I wanted her beautiful energy to come in with me and help me share this message. So let's start with what the heck is the pink full moon? Okay, so the pink full moon, which reaches a peak illumination at 12:37 Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, the 6th. So from the 5th going into the 6th, it will reach peak illumination at 12:37 a.m. And that is called, okay, why is it called the pink moon? Everybody keeps asking me. Wouldn't it be cool if it was called the pink moon because it's actually pink in the sky? No, that's not why it's called the pink moon. Dang it. No, it's actually called the pink moon because it is the first full moon of spring, and it is the first full moon that opens up into the springtime when all of the flowers are blooming and all of the, the little pretty flowers are blooming. And so they kind of name it the pink moon after it being, the first full moon in springtime. So with a full moon, the moon cycle, you go from the last full moon or new moon to the full moon, current full moon. What it is it is a building up of energies. So you go through this moon phase, and as it waxes up to a full moon, it is a building up of energies that kind of come to their head at the full moon. Once the full moon comes and goes, then it is a time of releasing and letting some of those pent up energies go that have kind of built up, over the month. So right now, during this time of the pink full moon, it is a really good time to release, to let go, to just let go of some of that stuff that's just been hanging out, acknowledge it and let it go. So it's a really good time to do some shadow work, or to just kind of weed through your emotions and, and the energies that are surrounding you in your life at the time. So that's the significance of the pink moon. And, of course, it's the Native American tribes and the Europeans that first settled in our country that have come up with the names of the moons. And usually the names of the moons are just fashioned after whatever season they're in. So that's my small history. Instead of writing it all down and reading it to you, I just decided to say what I could remember off the top of my head this time. So, all right. I'm going to light up some Palo Santo. Oh, I was just showing Shirley. I found these, and I thought this would be a cool incense to burn. You guys can see the smoke coming up because it's got the pink lotus flower on it. But I found these lotus flower incense sticks at Walmart for $1. So I'm like, ooh, yes, please. Stuck it in the cart. So I got that. I'm going to light up a little bit of Palo Santo. I also got a big old package of new Palo Santo. I need to give you some. You don't love Palo Santo, do you?
I love it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I love it better than sage.
Okay, I got it backwards. For some reason, I was thinking that you liked the sage better. Okay, sending blessings out, love and light and the highest vibes to anybody watching. And speaking to Divine Source Creator, angels and ancestors, protectors of the love and light only, asking for you to come in right now and help Shirley and I as we deliver some beautiful pink moon messages to the collective and share some messages from Spirit and maybe some things that we need to focus on during this time, or things that we need to let go of during this time could very well be too. So open and receptive to receiving beautiful information from my beautiful, unconditionally loving team of guides and protectors. And thank you very much. Normally, I come right in with a archangel. Okay, I'm trying to teach myself to say it right. An archangel card, right? Normally, I come in with an archangel card. I'm not going to do that this time because I wasn't drawn to that deck, to be honest. Like, I'm only pulling from the ones I was drawn from. The first one I'm going to pull from is actually called Moonology, the Moonology deck. And I'm just feeling like there is some advice in here for some people that some people may need to hear. So let's see what the Moonology deck, message the Moonology deck has for us today. regarding the beautiful pink full moon. It would be so cool if it was actually pink, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Definitely.
I would fill my camera full of pictures of it. Oop, there we go. Ooh. Okay, so we pulled new moon in Taurus. New moon in Taurus. So some of the Tauruses out there, this card says prosperity lies ahead, which resonates for me hugely because I just booked 2, possibly 3 jewelry shows coming up next month. So that really does resonate for me. So maybe there are some other people out there who have some, like a job opportunity coming up, a raise, some kind of coming into money in some kind of way. And prosperity can be more than money. It could be so many different things. It could be prosperous in your relationships. It could be prosperous in your health. So there's prosperity coming in as we release the energies of the full moon. I'm going to read what the book says real quickly. Let's see. New moon in Taurus, page 44. That's crazy because my master number is 4. My life number is 4. Okay. Prosperity lies ahead. I don't know why I just said property.
Maybe this is for you.
Maybe we're going to be finding our new house, our new place. Okay, it says this card will often come up when you're inquiring about a financial matter or when you're doubting your self-worth. Oh, okay. Okay. This card suggests that you can have what you want, including material things, but you must believe in yourself. This comes down to the laws of attraction. Value yourself and others will value you too. You can create abundance. Taurus is associated with luxurious Venus, and this card holds the new moon energy. So this card is actually bringing in the energy that we need, that will be pulled towards now in this next new moon phase, or next moon phase, because tonight is the full moon, right? Or is it the new moon? No, it's a full moon. Okay, so it's a full moon going into the new moon. So it's so there may be people having some prosperity coming in this coming month. But you have to, there is such thing as a law of attraction. You have to have positive energy going out to have positive energy coming in. So you have to believe in yourself. If you pick up something and you say, okay, I want to be successful at this, but I probably won't, then you probably won't. But if you pick up something and say, you know what, I'm going to be the best at this, and you keep putting that out there, that's what will happen. You will become the best. This card can also signal the start of a new relationship or of sexier times. If you've been wrestling with something for a long time, the new moon is in sturdy Taurus is a sign to not give up just yet. Okay, so as we're releasing these stagnant energies, the energies that have built up over this moon phase, as we're releasing them, we're going to be emptying ourselves up, leaving room for energy to come in. That's that abundant energy that needs to come in to replace the energy you're letting go of. And that's the message that I got off of that one. What do you think, Bestie?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that's very good advice from Spirit, saying, as you release, out with the old, in with the new. Come on now, out with the old, in with the new. Say it with me. Out with the old, in with the new. All right. Okay, so next let's do a message for the Lightworkers. Sound good? Okay. So I've got the Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And let's see what kind of message we need to share, or what do the Lightworkers need to hear right now in this here and now moment regarding the energy of release of the new, or the full moon. I keep saying it wrong. The full pink moon in Libra, by the way. The full pink moon is in Libra. I am Libra. So I forgot to mention that part. The full pink moon in Libra. What do the Lightworkers need to focus on during this time of release and bringing in of new energies? Oh, wow. Okay. And this, I guess I can't talk. We got initiation by fire. Initiation by fire. And what this reminds me of so like immediately is what I did this morning.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? So this morning, because I had a really bad day yesterday. Energy yesterday was awful. I broke one of my crystals. I was heartbroken over it. And I had a bad day because of it. I was actually setting up for this reading, and I brought in my blue moonstone tower. It looks like this. And I was going to have it as part of the reading, and I dropped it and broke it in half. I did glue it back together with stone glue, and you can't even tell that it was broken. Honestly, if you look at it, you can't even tell that it happened. But I know it happened, so I can no longer sell this piece. It was brought to my attention that it's probably meant to stay with me, so I'm going to go ahead and buy that. It could stay with me, but I was really upset, so I didn't do this reading yesterday because of it. I didn't want to bring that kind of energy out to everyone else. I cried. I'll be honest. I cried. That these are my babies. I cried. I was so upset, and the reason why it happened, there's no doubt in my mind. See this chip that came in it right there, so I'm upset about that. There's no doubt in my mind the reason why it happened was probably twofold. One is because of my MS. My hands, my brain has scar tissue on it, left over from past healed lesions, and sometimes the signals in my brain get interrupted by that scar tissue, and my hands will just let go. Recently, it started happening to where my legs were doing the same thing, but as I've picked up the pace with walking every day, that's went away, thank goodness. So thank you, Spirit, for that. But my hands have always been a problem. That was actually one of my very first symptoms, was that I kept dropping everything. And I dropped it. I picked it up and I dropped it, and it landed just like this, but it broke right in half. So I was really upset. I get really frustrated because I drop everything. I am forever picking stuff up off the ground, forever. But so needless to say, that made for a bad day yesterday. So why am I complaining about yesterday? Because this morning when I got up, the first thing I did, well, there's a few like bodily things I had to take care of first, but and I'm not trying to be gross. I mean, like, I drank my water, I took my vitamins, that kind of stuff, right? I had to take care of my body first, but the first thing I did was go into a meditation. And what I did was I asked Archangel Michael and the rest of the archangels, but I kind of focused on Archangel Michael. He's been kind of heavy in my life recently. I asked him to come in and place a bubble of protection around me while I did my meditation this morning. So this was me about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that does look like you.
Yes, that was me about 2 hours ago. I was standing in front of my vision board with my hands just like that. And I asked Archangel Michael to please place a bubble of protection around me today and not allow my energy to be brought down like it was yesterday. And if something happens that makes me sad, to please give me the ability to kind of brush it off and keep going. I also asked Archangel Michael to, brighten the light that comes from my body for others. Just brighten it, make my light 100 times brighter. So when it goes out, it's as bright as it can be for those people out there. I asked Archangel Michael specifically to go in and make the light inside my heart just shine. And that is the weirdest thing, because look at this picture. Look at her heart.
Yes.
So see that? I asked for Divine Source Creator to, the connection that we have from our crown chakra up to Divine Source. I asked for that to be strengthened today as well. And I just asked to be carried through the day in a bubble of protection. So that's amazing that actually came up. I'm going to read that though. Initiation by fire. And this is card number 22, which is an angel number. Considering I was speaking to Archangel Michael, that makes sense. Let's see what page. That's so crazy, because literally, like, that was me a couple hours ago when I first got up. That was me.
And that star is shaped like the Christmas star.
On her chest?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly like it.
Why can I not find this? Oh. No? Huh. Oh, I found it. Okay, page 73. Page 73, which adds up to a 10, which is a completion. Okay. Initiation by fire. I'll show you first. Okay, so initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Ooh, okay. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. So, we are having the energy of divine fire come in. That's probably here to help us with that release, to clear that stagnant, negative, low vibing energy out. That's amazing. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. In letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to a fresh blessings and new life. You are like the phoenix, ready to emerge from the holy flames, reborn. That's right, the phoenix. I sport one of those right here. The phoenix is heavy, has a heavy presence in my life. So this card goes right along with the message that I was trying to give with, well, Spirit was trying to give with the new moon in Taurus, that, you know, is bringing us this initiation by fire. So this fire energy, I think that the fire signs are in right now too, are they? No, Libra is an air sign. I don't know. Anyways, but are we in Aries?
I'm not sure.
I can't see my thing from here. Anyways, I guess that doesn't matter.
It's April 5th.
Yeah, it's my mind just went blank on that one. Anyways, sorry, I just about dropped you, honey. So the message that I'm pulling off of this one, to be perfectly honest, is just going right along with the same message I got from the Prosperity Lies Ahead with the new moon in Taurus, that the initiation by fire. So the fire energy is coming in, clearing out all that old stagnant stuff, bringing, you know, a new room for new stuff to come in, new energies to come in. So that's beautiful. So far, the messages we're getting are going along with each other. So with light workers, you need to ask Spirit for the energy of the fire to come in. If you're holding on to stagnant energy, if you're holding, it's okay. It's a time to let go. So for me, that's huge. Like, to let go of the sadness, let go. You know, I was so sad that completely consumed me all day long, how sad I was. And some people might think I'm crazy for being so sad over a broken rock. I was so sad. I had to let go of that in order to come back and be on camera and let go of the sadness. You know, so I know that's just a small example, but it is so important that with the moon phases, we do allow that building up to come to a head and then release it. Releasing the old stagnant stuff, like I said, it makes room for new and better energies. And I know that there's a lot of the people in my life that like my family, my friends, the people in my life that are so close to me are all going through something big right now, including my bestie. Her little granddaughter, she's 6 months old now? 7 months old. Okay, so Bella, you guys all know Bella. You guys have prayed for Bella when she was still in Mama's belly. Bella is very ill, and Bella has to have a surgery. A week and a half?
On the 18th, she has to have lung surgery.
So on the 18th of this month?
Her left lung, half of it's not developed, so they have to take out the dead part.
Okay, so Bella has had breathing issues, chronic pneumonia, bronchitis, just breathing issues from the day she was born. And it's just something that she's just had chronically, and it's caused her to have failure to thrive. She's very tiny. At 7 months old, she's like, what, 13, 14 pounds?
12.
Oh, 12. So she's very tiny. She's got like failure to thrive as a result of this. And the problem is that her left lung has a portion on the top lobe that did not form correctly. It's actually a dead piece of her organ. And it's what it is that, so she has no problem at all breathing in her oxygen. But when it comes time to blow that oxygen out, or carbon dioxide out, her lung is unable to do that. She does this little thing where she kind of like pushes like this, you know. I noticed that she does that a lot, and I feel like that's her way of kind of pushing the air up out of her body, because I noticed that she does that a lot. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. And she scratches her chest, her lower
Oh, she said she pulls and scratches at her ribs with her fingernails a lot. So they're going to go in. This was supposed to have been done already. They were supposed to do this surgery already, but she was not well enough. She had gotten RSV. Yes, and she was not well enough to have the surgery. They gave her a couple weeks to heal before she could have the surgery. She didn't heal enough in that time, so they have set it off another 2 weeks. So on the 18th, she's going in to have that portion of her lung that is not functioning correctly, that's actually hurting her, removed. Are they going to add anything? Are they going to put I know you can survive without that part of your lung, but if you have that part sitting there hindering the rest of your lungs, that's bad. But so they're just going to remove it.
And she's going to be on a ventilator for a while.
And she'll be on a ventilator for a while. Now, I know that Autumn, that's my niece, Autumn, that's Bella's mommy. You know, she called me not too long ago and she's very scared. That's her baby. They have to actually put her on life support and a ventilator while they're doing this. This is a serious, big, serious surgery. Right, Bestie?
Yeah.
And it's very stressful on everyone who loves that baby. And we have a huge band family community. We are a family, and it affects all of us. So we've got that happening between now and then the new moon for you. So you'll be building up some energy, some probably low vibing, some fear, stress throughout this time. So right now would be a really good time for you specifically, Bestie, to try to release anything that you're holding on to. Make room for some positivity to come in to make up for that heaviness that's going to be coming up here in the next couple weeks for you. And the same thing, we're having issues with some of our grandchildren, some of our children. There's just a lot going on right now in our community with the people that we love. And it does kind of make for a stressful energy to just kind of stick to you. So, yes, that's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing. You have to hold it all in and be the strong one for your daughter. You have to be the rock. She has to be the rock. So she's the rock for Autumn. I'm the rock for her. And together we're going to get through this. Any prayers that you guys can throw up there for baby Bella, please do. We could use them all. We believe firmly in prayers and the power of them. Where two gather, we're definitely heard. Two or more gather, we're definitely heard. So I didn't mean for the video to go in that direction, but the point I was trying to make is that we are being told by Spirit to kind of let go of all the extra non-important energy stuff, like breaking rocks. That's the last thing I need to be crying over right now. So I'm hearing the message for myself as well. Let go of those things. Release. Yeah, make room for good energies to come in. I really feel that. So let's see what the ancestors, the angels and the ancestors have to say. Yeah, so prayers up for baby Bella. Anybody out there, I've already did a video on this before, a short video on TikTok regarding prayers up for baby Bella, because she was supposed to have her surgery on the 31st. And they didn't end up doing it. So what do the angels and ancestors, protectors of the love and light only, what do they have to say? Oh, okay. And we got elder. Moving beyond ancestral patterns. So this may be a time of releasing some of those ancestral patterns, some of those karmic relations that are going on with people. A lot of times when we have bad stuff happen to us in our life, it's a carrying over from a past life, or we could be inheriting that from our ancestors. But the fact that this says elder on the card, and we were just talking about how you have to be the strong one for your daughter and your granddaughter, you are an elder to them. So this is just, I feel like this is just reiterating, you need someone to be there for you. Okay, you can't always be the rock for everybody else. It's okay for you to need someone to be there for you. As the elders, as the older generation that we are now, I can't believe I'm saying that. But as the ones who are now the older generation, we're the wise ones. We hold all the experience. We've been through all the emotions, not everything. I mean, we haven't dealt with everything, but we know, kind of how to categorize our emotions and our feelings in the times we need. Like you said, you can't really feel what's going on with your granddaughter right now because you have to be the strong one. So I'm going to read on this and see if there's a message in there I'm not getting. I'm just feeling like that's just kind of like a little bit of, they're just acknowledging what we were just talking about. As being the elder, you have to be the one to hold the whole show up. You're the glue. Very good. Yes, exactly. Elder. Okay, it says, move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members, past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. Okay. We have something in common. We were both born to parents who were very abusive. Cruel. Abusive to a point of being cruel. We both broke those patterns by not being that way to our children, right? Instead of passing that down into the next generation so they could pass it down to the next generation, we both broke those patterns. So there's possibly some people watching this video, whoever is energetically drawn to this, there's possibly some ancestral patterns that you need to let go of. Some actions or patterns or way of thinking or way of acting or way of feeling that was handed down to you through your family members or from a past life. Those things need to be worked through and let go of. That's what I'm picking up on this one. Also, too, remember that as the elder, you although you feel like you need to be the rock, it's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to cry. Yeah, you probably have to do it behind closed doors right now because Autumn needs you to be strong for her. But it's still okay to cry. You've got to do that. That's a human being's way of releasing our emotions, I know I was feeling the heavy energies of the full moon yesterday, for sure. I cried. I released yesterday, for sure. So maybe I was releasing some ancestral type stuff as well, some ancestral karma. I know that I refused to pass the cycle of abuse down, and I wouldn't do it to my children. And, you're the same way. You refused to pass the Shirley's mother. Do you care if I talk about your mom? Okay. So Shirley's mom had a condition called Munchausen by proxy. It's a rare disease, but it's real. Wherein she had a need to control her children by keeping them sick. And she caused a lot of harm to Shirley and Autumn, in that she poisoned them, literally, and did things that caused them to stay in a sick condition where she felt like she had the power over the situation. She was the one taking care of them, so she was in authority and in power. And when Shirley had her daughter, the abuse cycle went down to her daughter, not by Shirley, but by Shirley's mother. She tried to pass that down to Shirley's daughter as well. And, Autumn is nothing like that. So she broke the cycle as well, which is beautiful. I'm so proud of you for that. It's not an easy thing. And I do find myself every once in a while, I'll say something and it will remind me of something that my mother would have said. Or, it'll remind me like, oh my God, I sound like my mom. That literally is the worst feeling for me. I do not want to ever sound like my mother. So maybe take into account some of the patterns and behaviors that you're doing in your life right now. Maybe there's some people out there that need to let go of some of these behaviors, and they know it, and now's the time to do it. So we'll just say that. Okay. The extended message that comes with the elder card is the elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. Yes, exactly. He's bringing in some healing change. So I think there's some ancestral stuff that's going to be kind of dealt with during this new moon phase or full moon phase. He is an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. Yes, reclaim your power. Cut off those ancestral behaviors, those karmic debts. Let them be paid. Reclaim your power. When the elder appears, it is acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, what were we just talking about? Wow. It's important to know that you are here to create your own story. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your family lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on. And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks that they have created for you. And that's true, isn't it? I can say when I very first met Shirley and I tapped into the energy of her mother who has since passed, I very much picked up that Shirley's mom had herself in the void in a self-imposed imprisonment. She put herself in the void and was keeping herself there. Why? Because she was blaming everybody, Shirley, her other children, her own parents, everyone. She was blaming everyone else for all the mistakes that she had made in life. She was not willing to accept that she had done anything wrong. Everything was someone else's fault, and she was angry, and she was bitter, and she was repelling. Her energy was awful. I hated it. Remember that? I was like, ew. And she also had the energy of somebody who just was on the attack, like always defensive and on the attack. Like, look at you, look what you're doing wrong. Look at you're failing in this way and in that way. And that was the energy that came off of her. There came a time when, for lack of a better way of putting it, Shirley dealt with it. Okay. For the longest time, Shirley was like, I just wish that she would go to the light. I just wish that she would let go of this thing that she's clinging on to that's keeping her in this imprisonment and go to the light. And I mean, I tried coaching her there multiple times, but I could not make her. I'm nobody to her. So I could not get through to her at all. She ended up kind of doing a haunting on Shirley. And Shirley was smart enough to pick up on it right away. That was her mother. And she confronted her. Finally. I don't think you did that in life, did you?
No. Well, I stood up to her once, and I told her that I won't allow you to hurt me anymore.
She stood up to her one time and said, I won't allow you to hurt me anymore. I think that's when you escaped her, isn't it? That was when you got away.
I walked away.
She walked away. And she never went back. So it really was never dealt with. It wasn't. It was just let go. It was never really dealt with.
Yeah.
But when Bella was born, it was right about the time Bella was born, Shirley's mother's energy became very thick and heavy around the area. It's almost like she realized that there was another family member, and it's almost like she wanted to prey on that family member. And that's how it felt, her energy. And Shirley was not having it. She stood up to her. She said, go to your dad. Get out of here. You can't be here. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt my grandchildren. You can't hurt my child. You can't hurt my grandchildren anymore. You need to let go of everything you're holding on to that's keeping you there and go to your dad. He misses you. You need to go to the light now. It's been a long time. Go to the light. It happened. It happened. Actually, Shirley lost another family member very recently, her brother-in-law, and he came to me. A couple days after he passed away, he came to me and basically told me that Shirley's mom had finally went to the light. So, that was very good, very healing for you, wasn't it? She started crying. I told her, I said, your mom's in the light, finally. When I tap into her energy, it's not terrible feeling anymore. Now her energy is more like wow, like I can't believe that this has been here this whole time, and I had this available to me this whole time, and I, like, wow, not a feeling of regret, but more like amazement, astonishment, like I'm free, and I'm just, and with her brother-in-law, it was the same energy. When he passed, it was immediately he was like, woohoo, I'm out of there. That was his energy. He was like, yes, finally I'm free. He had a lot of health issues, I want to say, that kept him limited in his body and his health. He kind of had to, he just had a lot, like serious health issues that he was dealing with at the end of his life that was making him just utterly miserable. So his initial feeling when he passed away was, woohoo, thank God that's over with. You know, like, thank God that's not real. This is real. And that was what he kept telling me, is where you're at right now is not real. Where I'm at is real. And that's what he kept telling me over and over again. Like, I am so glad that that is not my circumstances anymore. I'm so happy. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. And that was the feeling I was getting at first, right? Overwhelmingly, like that was it. Not, oh, I miss my wife. Oh, I miss my kids. Oh, I miss, you know, my motorcycle or whatever, because they were Harley people. Not any of that. None of that. He wasn't even considering his wife. He was more in the energy of, I'm out of there. Like, I'm free. Like, thank God I'm free. Like that kind of feeling. And then a couple days later, he came back around again. And then he was like, okay, now I'm concerned of my wife. Talking about some kind of money that she's going to come into or something like that. And also he brought the message that Shirley's mom had set herself free and that she was also free. And that they, you know, they shared that they were both free from the constraints of this life. And I just thought that was amazing, and I thought I would share. Is that okay?
It's all good.
Okay. So our elders and ancestors are there. They're sorry for the crap that they left for us. They're sorry for that. Now that they're in spirit, they're sorry for that. The ones who are the ancestors of the light, they are sorry for that. They feel bad for what they left behind for us to deal with, and that's why they're there, to help us work through it. You know, they're basically taking responsibility for their own actions as well as helping us out. So I love that. So the elders releasing karmic debt, releasing old ancestral behaviors, moving out of cycles of violence, you know, just negativity that has been passed down through your family, through the generations. Spirit is saying this is a really good time during this time of release of the pink full moon to let go of some of those things and create new, more healthier habits and allow in some cleaner, fresher energy to go to take you forward through your days. What do you think? Do you have anything to add?
I just feel that things are going to be okay after the surgery.
Yes.
And after everything, I have a very positive thing lately. Spirit has sent me good feelings. Like, I gave all my stress to him. I said, I'm going to let you handle it because I can't right now. I got to be there for my daughter. So you have to handle the worry, the stress. And you have to take over for me because I need your help. That's what I did. I put it like in a box.
I love that. So you took a page out of Lori's book.
Yeah, I stole a page out of her book. Sorry, Lori, but I took that box of worry and stress and put it up on the shelf for God to take care of, to dissolve it.
So that is so beautiful. Okay, I don't know if you guys could hear her very well. I'm going to repeat what she just said because it's beautiful. So Shirley says that what she chose to do, because she's got to be the rock, she took all the stress and the overwhelming feelings and the fear, all the stress, and she gave it to God. She gave it over to the source and said, here, you got to deal with this right now because I got to be strong. So I need you to deal with my stress. Hold on to this for me. She put it in a box. She set it up on the shelf so that she can be clear-minded and be there for her daughter. She gave it to God. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. If you can do that right now in order to let go of some of these ancestral patterns, if you can just ask Divine Source Creator, please remove this pattern from our lineage. You know, tell me what I have to do as far as energy work to replace that energy with something better and more productive and more healthy. Yeah. You know what? When you ask God, Divine Source Creator, when you ask for the help, also your spirit guides, when you ask for the help, you actually get it. It actually comes. It does come. They're sitting there waiting for you to ask. So it does come. And it feels good to be able to let all of that stuff go, even though you know you will have to come back and revisit it later, right? When it's all said and done and the stress can kind of chill out and the surgery's done and over with and the baby's healing healthy and everything's going good, which I honestly feel is going to be the case. I've been saying that Bella's going to be okay. I really honestly feel like Bella's going to be okay. I do. I got to pause the video for one quick minute because my phone is about to die. My camera's about to die and I got to plug it in. So I'm going to pause it here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to plug my charger in. And as I was doing so, I just looked over at my tablet, which is sitting behind my camera, and I have some meditation music playing. It is by Healing Meditation, no copyright, and it is 777 hertz, powerful, good luck frequency, attracts positivity and abundance, which we got the abundance card. Prosperity and abundance. That was not planned. That's just the one I picked because it has a really pretty golden tree on it on the picture. So that's cool. That's a synchronicity right there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Empath Empowerment deck and get a message for our empaths. See what kind of message we need to share. That was the worst shuffle. I went to shuffle and they didn't even meet each other. Okay. What do the empaths need to know? Speaking Divine Source Creator, spirits, angels, and ancestors of the love and light only. What do the empaths need to keep forefront on their mind during this time of the full pink moon in Libra? Ooh, it went flying. Embracing sensuality as a union. Now, in the last card that I talked about, not the last one, but in one of these, I think it was the Lightworker one, it talked about also, you know, this could be a time for kind of like sexy stuff, right? This could be a time for reconnecting with your partner. Embracing sensuality as a union. So maybe there's some people that need to work on their sex life. I mean, there might be some people out there who need to work on their sex life. And in working on your sex life, that doesn't mean go jump in bed and hump like bunnies. That's not what I'm saying. Sensuality and... At least wait till Sunday. Is that what you said? Oh, Easter Sunday. Oh, with the bunnies. That's hilarious. What I mean, or what I'm trying to say, embracing sensuality. You can be sensual and all of that without getting right to the point. You know what I mean? Like there's different ways, and it's card number 36. I'm going to read and see what it tells us about this. Card number 36. Oop. One more. Embracing sensuality. Okay. So this is the deck that has weird abstract art. It's not really something special to look at. It's just kind of an abstract, so I'm not going to hold that up. But it says the essential themes of this card is understanding sensuality as both physical and spiritual. That's what I was trying to say. It's more than just the physical aspect. Gaining a positive relationship with the senses and with sexuality. Releasing ideas of shame and low self-esteem. Okay, so the meaning. We find ourselves experiencing reality through our senses. That's true. Absolutely. Empaths are sensitive individuals, and this sensitivity is not restricted to the emotional plane. That is so true. I know that when I'm tapping into like working on the cases or readings, I tap into other people's energy. I tap into if there's some sexual repression, if there's, you know, some problems with the sex life, I can tap in and actually feel that. The senses are heightened because we naturally link our experiences to our emotions. When it comes to sexuality, we empaths must reclaim sensory-related wounds we may have. This is a lengthy but necessary process and is very difficult to do alone. Wow. If you have sexual or otherwise abuse-related wounds, Hello. Please consider seeking therapy and other options that can help process the trauma, which I've had to do that in the past. This card tells you that it's unnecessary to carry traumatic imprints related to the senses. So this is, again, going along the same theme of release, letting go. So this is telling you not only let go of some of those negative energies and stuff, but let go of some of those pent-up senses that, pent-up energy that we have picked up through other people's senses, feeling other people's senses, if that makes sense. And so say I'm picking up on someone else's sexual trauma. I am feeling that trauma. It sticks to me energetically. So you've got to release and let go of other people's trauma as well as your own. And this card, okay, so this card tells you that it's unnecessary to carry traumatic imprints. That's letting go. The time has come to examine and resolve emotional traumas. And that is what we have to do. We have to acknowledge them, work through them, acknowledge them, and release them. This is such a huge time of release right now. Pleasure can be addicting if it's not controlled. And this is another thing. Maybe there's some people out there who are having like a sex addiction. It says pleasure can be addicting if it's not controlled. The pleasure of our senses can lead to spiritually engaging experiences, and those are most profoundly had when we exercise self-control and choose to utilize sexuality in its many forms as a special metaphysical catalyst. I could go so deep into this right now because I don't know. Do you know what Kundalini means? Okay. Kundalini is basically your sensual energy, okay? Your sexual energy. When you have an orgasm, that's like a huge release of energy, and it brings about this feeling of pleasure. The pleasure is coming from the release. Does that make sense? So when your Kundalini rises, when you are in a situation where you're experiencing that kind of pleasure, that is bringing up your Kundalini. It can be very addicting. Just like a lot of things can be. It can be very addicting. You have to learn how to have self-control over that. Actually saving up and storing that sexual energy and then redirecting that sexual energy towards other things other than sex can even just balancing your own meridians in your body. It's so powerful. So empaths are emotional navigators. We don't tend to judge people by way of gender, identity, sexual orientation, or kinks, as long as everyone is consensual, legal, and no one is getting hurt. That's true. That is very true. As an empath, I have a lot of friends who are homosexual. I have friends who are non-binary. I have a nephew who is homosexual. We knew he was when he was 5 years old. You know what I mean? Like, we knew he was born this way. But when you tap into when I tap into their energies, they feel the same way I do about what they're attracted to. So my attraction towards men, my desire for men, which is what I was born with in my orientation, is just as important and valid and strong as my friend who is a man who is attracted to men. Does that make sense? So as empaths, we don't judge on gender, on any of that. As long as it's consensual, as long as it's legal, as long as no one is getting hurt in the process, that's all that matters. When we do judge people's gender and sexuality in a negative light, it is rooted in our own insecurity. So the only way that the only reason an empath would judge another person's sexual identity or orientation would be because of their own issues inside with it. So if you are one of those people out there who are judging someone in your life for whatever their decisions are or their orientation is or their life path is sexuality, I don't know how to put it. Maybe we need to work on releasing some of that judgment. Maybe look within yourself for the answers for that. But that was a beautiful message. Still, I feel like it's going along the same theme of releasing and making room for better, more positive energy. So, all right, I'm going to ask for one more card. This one is from the Earth Magic. There is no way I have been on this video. Well, we're going on 49 minutes, so I better hurry. People don't like these long videos. Nobody has this attention span for them anymore. Okay, one more card. asking Divine Source, Creator, angels, ancestors, protectors of love and light only, what do we need to know in this time of the full pink moon? Oh, wow. Okay. We got waterfall. What was I just talking about? Emotions. Okay. Emotions are water energy. Water energy is emotions. This card says effortless. Okay. So we need to, what I feel like this means is this is the time of the month, this release. This is the time of the month that we really need to work on releasing that stuff. It will be effortless for us at this point in the month when we're releasing. So the energy right now is the energy of release, expand, release and expand. And it should be, Spirit is saying that right now, your protectors, they're going to try to make this releasing karmic debts, releasing ancestral cycles. It's the Spirit's saying they're going to try to come through. Right now, it is going to be the most effortless point to let go of it, because as the month goes on, building up towards the full moon or the new moon, you'll be packing more and more and more energies on. So right now is a great time to release. It will be a much more effortless to release and just go with the flow. So I'm feeling like that's going along the same message. Right now is the best time to release some old pent up stuff and let it go. Release and expand so that you have room for the good stuff to come in, for the good energy to come in and protect and surround you and your families, and heal you, because that's what we're here for. We're here to heal. We're here to expand, heal, raise our vibration. And, why are we here? Our soul is here to grow, to learn, to heal, to expand. We get caught in these karmic traps and cycles and ancestral patterns, and we kind of forget what we're here for. We end up coming back and repeating the same things over and over. And we're supposed to experience those things, learn from those things, release those things, and move forward. This is what I learned from it. Okay, now I know this. I can move forward to the next thing. I let go, move forward to the next thing. And this is the message, the theme of the message I'm receiving through this little reading for the collective. So I hope it made sense. I know I jibber-jabbered on about a lot of stuff and went off topic quite a few times. But I'm so happy you were here with me to do this video, Bestie. Thank you for doing it with me. I love you too. And I love all of you out there who are watching. So, all right. So, and I just want to make sure everybody out there knows that it is what's the most important thing right now in life, during this time in life, is that I'm hearing from Spirit in this here and now moment, is that we need to let go of old patterns, old behaviors, stresses that we've been holding on to. Let it go, release it, make room for the good to come in, and let the past go. Heal from it. Allow yourself to heal from it, because we hold ourselves back. That's the only reason we don't heal, is because we hold ourselves back. So, and we are way more powerful over our own journey and our own soul's path than we actually know. Way more powerful over it than we know. And we have way more control over it than we actually know. But we're put onto this planet and our brains wiped, so we don't know how powerful we are. We don't realize how powerful we are, and actually we hold all the cards, all the keys, and all the answers. We just have to dig around for it. So, all right. Okay, Bestie, I'm going to end this video. Hold on one second. Thank you so much for joining me for my pink full moon in Libra reading for the collective, and my bestie here who joined us as well. And please put prayers up for my beautiful little niece, great niece, Bella, as Bella Rose is her name, as she goes on the 18th to have a very, very major surgery done where she will have her left lung, a part of her left lung will be removed, and so that her body can heal and begin to grow and thrive. And I just have a really good feeling about it. I've done multiple readings on this. How many? Like 10 at least. It's from the beginning, from when she very first started getting sick, all up until now. I've done so many readings, and although I have picked up some troubles along the ways, and which has happened, ultimately, I feel like the outcome is going to be really, really good. It's actually going to be the beginning. It's almost like she's going to be reborn. She's going to be given a chance all over again to grow and thrive and prosper and grow. And, you know, because at this point right now, her health issues are keeping her body from growing. She's tiny. She is so tiny. It's hard to believe that she's 7 months old. She looks like she's 3 months old, you know, but she has had to struggle. What?
She 12 pounds. That's like a newborn.
Yeah, she's like the size of a newborn. Actually, that is exactly how much my son weighed at birth. 12 pounds.
And it's because of what's going on. And thank God for Mary Bridge, because they found it.
Yes, we are grateful for our Mary Bridge Children's Hospital in our area. Mary Bridge Children's Hospital is amazing. They're the ones that found Bella's issue. Bella had been in and out of the hospital multiple times. They kept treating her with breathing treatments and calling it asthma, misdiagnosing her over and over again, and she just would not get better. Finally, she was taken into Mary Bridge Children's Hospital, where they did an ultrasound.
They did a CAT scan with the dye.
Oh, they did a CT scan with contrast, and they were able to see the malformation in her lung, and that was the answer to everything. And so now they just had to get her well enough for the surgery, and we're still working on that. So the 18th, please, prayers up for baby Bella. All right. I hope everybody out there is having a beautiful day filled with love and light and the highest vibes. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.